Alright, hi everyone. Today we have a very special video for you. For the first time in quite a while, we have a special guest with us today. It's none other than CodeMarvelous, Dan. Hi Dan, how's it going?
Hey Ben, how's it going?
Yep, really good. So today we are going to bring you a double hitter special. The concept is this. We both went into our deck building modes, something that we are pretty famous for, and tried to come up with our own decks featuring one of the new cards from this pack, which is Mad Dash that you see right here. So we both built our own individual Mad Dash decks, and now we're coming together to look at each other's decks and then give them, in CodeMarvelous's words, a test run of sorts on Kentucky.net. Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice plug. Thank you.
Yep. So if you want to check out Dan's half, where he deck builds and plays his deck, be sure to check out his channel. What's your channel again, Dan?
It's self-modifying code is the name of my YouTube.
Yep, you'll find it on YouTube, and I'll link to it at the end of this video. But for now, we'll first get into my deck that I've built. It has 3 Mad Dash in it because I'm totally mad, and it's gonna be in guys. So this is the deck. To prove to be told, this is actually a pretty boring deck. I'm sure you have seen guys decks before. Dan, you probably have featured a guys deck at some point on your channel, I'm sure.
I've actually had it on multiple times because it's a pet project of both Spags and I, and also 0 Hour and I, of just like always trying to make Geist work because he works so differently than other runners.
Yeah, there's a running joke that Geist is a faction of its own. It's not even Criminal because it plays kind of different from Criminal. But that's it, with all the new shiny Criminal cards that came this last cycle, the Mumbat cycle, it has been quite crazy. Did I say Mumbat? I mean Flashpoint, yes.
Flashpoint.
Temujin and Aaron just make Criminal all the more crazy. And Geist doesn't really enjoy these cards. Like, he doesn't want to be running that much, and he already has enough card draw. He doesn't need Aaron, but they are so good that you still have to play them in Geist anyway. But those strong cards aside, does the rest of the skeleton of this deck look similar to what you've played with Spags and company?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the key pieces are here. One of the key differences that I'm noticing in yours is that you have the Desperados. A lot of times, other Geist builds will do like the 2 to 3 Forgers as the extra way to make sure that the link gets down so that they can fire their Spores Hoppers for draw. But I think in this situation, since we are leveraging Mad Dash and Temujin, Desperado's probably the better choice. And the other thing that I think is neat is you actually invested the 1 extra influence in Gordian Blade as opposed to Zool, so that if you are making consistent runs on Centrals, code gates get very expensive, and same with Clippy as well.
Yeah, in fact, one of each of the standard breakers, because I think you do want to run a lot, quite often with this deck, and since you have Temujin money, I think you can leverage on these good breakers quite well.
Right. Yeah. I feel like, again, this is tapping into something. People get... It's like when people build the Sunny deck as well, or a Noise deck, or any of these people that have these mechanics where they're kind of different than other runners. People get so excited about going all in on that, they forget to actually like make a good deck.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's one of the good fundamentals of deck building. You don't just cram everything you want to play in the same deck. I think a very obvious pitfall with this data pack as an example is if you put 3 exploits in here as well. Exploit doesn't really fit into this shell, so I wouldn't play exploit together with this. But yeah, I just start out with a very standard Geist deck. Like most of these cards you would have seen in your standard Geist builds, things like Fall Guy, Street Peddler, all obvious choices. It's just tweaking the cards a bit, removing a couple so that I have space for the Mad Dashes. And there we go.
Yeah, no sure gambles though. I remember listening to an episode of Run Last Click recently where you were getting on Edie for removing sure gambles, and here we are.
Yeah, here's a top secret pro strat. Sure gamble was a crutch.
Yeah, I hear Spag said that. Yeah, no, I like it. I like this a lot. This is very different than what I came up with.
Is it? Yeah, I was half thinking that we might have ended up on the same deck because For those of you who still haven't picked up on it, the obvious synergy here is Mad Dash with Spy Camera. With Spy Camera, you can guarantee the top card is an agenda, the top card of R&D is, and then go Mad Dash for it. So I thought this was the most natural place to start with when deciding to build a Mad Dash deck.
Yeah. No, it's really good. One of the ideas I tossed around was a Geist deck, and then with Spy Camera, and the other one was the old Haley Panopticon deck with Mad Dash added in instead of Sure Gambles.
Yeah, that deck can get out of hand very quickly if you find all your pieces quickly. And the Mad Dashes do a lot of work in conjunction with Spy Camera. So yeah, I think one last interesting thing to ask yourself is how many copies of Mad Dash do you go for? I went for 3 here. I'm not sure if it's correct. Would 2 be enough? What do you think of this?
Well, I think in Geist, 2 might be enough just because you're going to be rolling through your deck quicker than most other runners. If you don't have that auxiliary draw mechanic, or you're not artificially getting through your deck. Basically, I think the Spy Camera decks can probably bear 2 Mad Dashes.
Yeah.
Because both the Haley deck and the Geist version are artificially thinning their deck very quickly.
That's true.
Whereas I always put in 3 in when I'm trying to test something, but I think Geist could probably get away with 2.
Yeah, and not to mention that with Spy Camera, the chances of you hitting an agenda on the Mad Dash is 100%. Whereas if you're using something like a medium, you might not guarantee the agenda, so you might need more Mad Dashes to make up for it. That's a very good point. How many Mad Dashes did you put in your deck?
I put in 3, but you're going to see when we do my episode that it's for a very good reason that there's 3 in there.
Alright, so you want to learn more about the reason, folks? Be sure to check out CodeMarvelous' video. For now, we'll get into the playthrough on JNet. Join us there.
Awesome, let's do it.
Alright.